Sebelum saya bekerja dengan Starbucks, saya bekerja di satu company penerbangan. Sebenarnya masa tu ada pandemik punya berita, and then masa tu saya tak ada kerja lagi sebab saya baru berhenti, dan I was come to Starbucks untuk join. Kenapa saya pilih Starbucks? Sebab suasana sekeliling dia sangat membantu saya untuk bekerja dengan lebih selesa. Dengan pelanggan yang datang, kita boleh belajar tentang nama diorang, tentang apa yang diorang order, and then sebenarnya customer yang datang memberi inspirasi juga kepada saya untuk bekerja dan suasana harian. As long as saya selesa bekerja, and then dapat partner yang boleh bekerja sama, teamwork, dah mencukupi dah. So I'll be thankful and blessed for that lah.
At Starbucks, we are committed to bringing people together, help to provide employment opportunity, and make a difference in people's lives. If you are looking for job opportunity, come and talk to us. We are currently open for external hiring, and who knows, you will become our future leaders in Starbucks.
So, hello everyone. So, welcome to another episode of the Live Talk with the Industry Series, brought to you by the SEGi Group of Colleges. So, let us introduce ourselves. My name is Lawrence.
My name is Koku, and we will be your hosts for today. And tonight, we are going to have a sip of coffee with Starbucks. We are extremely privileged to have Miss Avis, Mr. Johnson, and Mr. Akil to join Coffee Talk with us tonight.
Yeah, so before we go any further, let's do a very quick technical check. If you can see us and hear us clearly, do type the yes in the comment section.
That's right. If you are able to hear and see us clearly, please type yes in the comment section so that we know that you can see and hear us. Okay.
Yeah, so actually we can see some of the people already starting to reply yes in the comment section. So it's nice. Thank you for you all for respond us. And please do keep on interacting with us throughout the talk. If you have any questions or if you agree anything, do leave them in the comment sections. So perhaps maybe you can share with us what's your favorite drinks in the Starbucks and how often you will order them.
Yes, so comment with us what is your favorite Starbucks drinks. And while we're waiting for the comments from you all, we would like to acknowledge some of our industry partners who are watching right now together tonight. We have Miss Jun Bear and Miss Angela from Starbucks, Miss Junita from Yogurt, Miss Janet from Sure, Mr. Alvin from Sony, Mr. Darren from Mami, Miss Mimi from U Mobile, Miss Jengi from Grab, Miss Sokman from Shopee, Miss Shida from Samsung, Edison and Chen Chen, the Malay Tanker.
Yes, thank you for you all for joining us today. We also would like to mention that today's show is powered by the Sure and also Illegal.
Now, let us do the quick rundown of today's talk. It will be divided into two parts. The first part will be coffee tasting sessions.
So after that, we will be taking a very quick break. After the break, we will have the guest speaker tonight to share with us the career and experience with the Starbucks Malaysia, and also that they will dive into the Q&A sections as well as the lucky draw. So the lucky draw winners will be picked from the name registered through the for today's sections. So do register yourself through the registration link.
So, without further ado, let us invite our guest speaker for tonight, Miss Avis, Mr. Johnson, and Mr. Akil to the show.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, hello.
Hi. Thank you for
Hello,
joining us
Lawrence.
tonight.
And hello, Lawrence. And hello, Koku.
Yeah,
Hi guys.
yeah,
Hi.
hello, yeah.
Huh?
So audience,
Okay,
are you
welcome,
all ready?
everyone. Yes, we are from Starbucks Malaysia. If you can hear us, give it maybe type a yes in the chat box, and maybe you can type a welcome.
Yeah, let's
so
welcome
welcome.
Starbucks team. Yes.
Yeah, and just now we have Lawrence and Coco. Before we enter to this show, I can see a lot of you typing your favorite drinks in the comment section. And I see there's a lot of comments saying caramel macchiato or maybe espresso. But my favorite drink is actually green tea latte with soy milk. Not sure anyone of you like this kind of drink or not. If yes, then maybe you can type yes. I'm with
Yeah,
you.
can I type a yes? Yeah, I like the green
I
tea
like
latte as well.
Frappuccino too.
Oh, okay. So before we start, let me introduce myself first. I'm Johnson from Starbucks Malaysia, definitely, and I'm from Talent Development Department. And today with me, I have another two partners. I let them to introduce themselves. Maybe you first.
Okay, I come first. So my name is Avis. I'm from HR department.
And I am Akil and I am from Safety and Security Services.
Yes,
Yeah, so
today we have
so
three
grateful
of
to
us
have the
to
three
share
of
with
you.
you something special about Starbucks. I believe all of you know about Starbucks, but today we are sharing something that you definitely maybe not yet or maybe or not yet lah. Try it in Starbucks. Okay. So before we go to the coffee tasting session, let us ask you some question. Any one of you know how long did Starbucks already founded in Malaysia? If any one of you knows the answer, type it in the chat box. Let us know. For your information,
Yes, so
Starbucks in
anyone of
Malaysia,
you
we
know?
have more than 300 stores, and it's all over Malaysia. So you can go anywhere. For example, you go to Sabah, Sarawak, you can find Starbucks store. You can go to Penang, Johor, you also can find Starbucks store. Even you go to Kelantan, Terengganu, East Coast, you also can find Starbucks store. So you can enjoy our Starbucks drink wherever you go. Okay? Let me
Yes,
see.
exactly.
Anyone of you know when Starbucks founded in Malaysia?
Yeah, so do type
Maybe you
your
don't know.
questions
Let me
in
tell
the
you.
comment sections.
Comment section.
Yes, I see an answer. 22 years, is it?
22 years. Yeah, almost there. We are
Wonderful.
almost 23 years. Yeah, Starbucks Malaysia is started in Malaysia in 1998. So our first Starbucks is started in KL, and after that we have more than 300 stores. Maybe we can have Avis to tell you what are the stores that we have in Starbucks Malaysia.
Okay, so basically, if you look around, yeah, we do have core store. Yeah, maybe in our shopping mall, and yes, we also have a very wonderful drive-through, so you can like grab and go.
So we do also have very special store. There is two signing store, which actually we provide job opportunity to our deaf community.
Yeah.
So we also have 14 reserve store. That's very, very beautiful store. So maybe Akil can tell us a bit regarding reserve store.
Reserve store, all right. So one thing you need to bear in mind when we are talking about reserve store is that reserve stores were actually created with one specific goal, which was elevating the coffee experience. Right? So when you go to a coffee store, you usually get your frappuccinos, your some other chocolates or coffee beverages, right? So when you go to reserve store, you will get the same exact things, but you will have something else, which you will be able to enjoy specialty grade coffees, which are not available in normal stores. Okay, and you can also have them brewed by your favorite baristas, right? And the brewing techniques which are used in the reserve store is also very different as compared to a cost store, which we will include manual brewing methods such as this, a siphon, a Chemex, and also a pour over, which I'll be showing to you in a bit.
Oh, I forget to tell you guys one thing. Do you guys know where are we live from right now? If you guys know which Starbucks store, maybe, then you can type in the chat box. We like
Yes,
you to
make a guess.
Yeah.
Let's make a
Lawrence
guess.
and Goku, do you know?
Where are we now?
Where are we now?
Is
Is
there
it
any the Starbucks store close to your company?
Yeah, almost go to our company.
Very near.
Very near. Actually, we are in the HQ, which we call Starbucks Support Center. So what you guys can see right now behind is actually our espresso bar, which every one of us can make our own coffee in our HQ, in the office, so we can enjoy the coffee together with our other employee or our what we call is our other partners. Yeah, we do always.
Oh, that's the office.
Yes,
This is office. So you can see behind here is actually we have coffee machine, everything's here. So you can just do whatever coffee that you want.
I'm
quite
very
cool, right?
impressed now. Yes,
So
very cool.
fantastic. Yeah. I wish to work at there already.
Maybe next time we can invite you to come to have a tour. Not sure, right?
Oh,
Maybe we can.
oh my God, I want.
Please invite me
Never
as
mind.
well, okay?
Yeah.
So without further ado, we have Akil today to showcase his coffee skill by using pour over. Okay, Akil, are you ready?
Yes, let's do it.
Yeah. Let's go.
Let's do it.
Go to Akil.
Yeah. We see you later.
All right,
Bye.
guys, so thank you guys for giving me the floor. So hi, Goku and Lawrence.
Hi.
Yes, Akil.
So for right now, I'm going to start a coffee tasting culture with you guys. And coffee tasting, for your information, has always been in our culture. All right, in our company, where every first meetings with someone, your introduction, or even any meetings we have in our office, right? It always starts with the coffee tasting, because we believe that a good idea always comes from a cup of coffee. That's the philosophy we believe in. Okay, so for now, I'm going to brew you a cup of coffee using a pour over set. Right? So the coffee which I chose to brew for you guys today is espresso roast. Right? Can you guys see it?
Yes,
Yeah.
we can see.
Okay, so for your information, espresso roast is the coffee which we use in our stores for maybe if you ordered a latte or a cappuccino or a mocha, right? So this is the coffee bean which we always use. And of course, apart from this, we have a lot of different core coffees in our line. Okay? And the reason why I chose to use this coffee for my showcase today is that this coffee is the heart of every handcrafted beverage. So since I am right here in front of you guys, in front of this camera and the screen, representing my brand, of course, I want to show the beauty of it itself. All right? So without further ado, let me start. Okay, I have my things all ready. And for my brewing process, right, I'm going to be using 30 grams of coffee. Okay, so if you guys are actually right in front here, I would let you smell the coffee bean inside here. Yeah, you guys can see it, right?
Yes,
Yes,
see
can
it.
see it.
Yeah.
I can imagine the smell already.
Yeah, me too.
Wow. okay. So basically, this coffee, right? You need to know this one thing, which is a very common misconception. Coffees are never come in a powder form originally, lah. Right? I'm sure many people and also my previous customers when I worked in the store, they had that conception where coffees are already in a powdered form, right? Actually, no, they are in beans. Okay, so for my brew today, I'm going to be using a medium coarse grind setting, meaning it's coarse setting, but not really that coarse, because for this brewing method, that's a suitable grind setting. And of course, for different brewing methods, they are their own specific grind settings for that. Right? So I'm going to go grind this. It's going to be a bit loud. Right, guys. So I've already ground my 30 grams of coffee, and I hope you can see it now. Right? Now it's a bit in a powdered form. Right. Okay, so I'm going to put this aside, and now I'm going to go ahead and fold my filter paper. So basically, for every time you brew this sort of coffee which originate in the original coffee bean form, they don't really dissolve in the water by itself. So you always need to use a filter. Okay?
I see.
So, and for this method, I'm going to be using a paper filter. And of course, when it comes to paper filter, we have two different types. One is a bleached paper filter, and of course, the second would be an unbleached paper filter. An unbleached paper filter would look a bit brownish, if you know what I mean. Okay, so now I'm going to put this into my coffee mug, and give me a minute while I get hot water.
Sure.
So actually, Coco, is that my problem? Because I can imagine the coffee smell already.
Yeah, actually, me too. I believe our
think you
audience
guys
in front of
know
the
this,
screen
no?
also can imagine it already.
Yes, correct.
Yeah. Okay, so where was I? Right. So I've already put the paper filter inside this V60 pour coffee thing. And now I'm just going to pour some hot water over the filter so that I can rinse off the papery taste of the paper filter, you know? You know, the paper usually has that sort of
The paper smell.
distinctive taste and smell to it, right? So just pouring a little bit of hot water to rinse that all off will just remove that from my coffee. Because sometimes these things might seem very minute, right? Very minor, but actually they can greatly affect the quality of the coffee, you know? So I'm just going to wait for the rest of my coffee to drain. Yeah, what do you think of the smell of the coffee? Like you said you can smell that, right?
Mm-hmm. It's like
Okay, I'm done.
can't describe in word actually. I know there's a Starbucks smell, you know. Every time when
Yeah,
I visit
very-
Starbucks and I can smell the Starbucks smells.
Yes, correct. Especially you hear the sound.
It's very relaxed. I really like to study at there also.
Right. Actually, that is one of our biggest goals working in Starbucks. Aside from our products, right, like coffees, our merchandisers, which I'm sure many of you are familiar with, right? We are also focused on creating an environment which everyone feels welcome, you know? Which is why we call our stores the third place. Do you know what that means by the third place? If anyone knows, you guys can just type down in the comment section. And if you're right, good for you. Yeah, so basically it's a third
Seems
place.
like I
Do
don't know.
do Coco or Lawrence, anyone know what does it mean by the third place?
I'm not really know on this.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Either me.
So the third place is basically, okay, everyone, we are so focused on two things, work and home, am I right? So
Yep.
home being your first place and your work being your second place. But what if you need a place to escape from both of this? So that's where the third place comes in, which is our Starbucks stores.
Yeah.
Understood. Oh, very good
So that's your whole
concept
philosophy
actually.
towards it.
Mm.
All right. So now, without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and brew my coffee. So this is the ground coffee I ground earlier on my grinder here. I'm just going to put it into this. Yeah. Okay, just pat it down, even it off. Okay. So the first step of brewing any pour over coffee or any sort of manual brew, you need to always bloom your coffee. Right? So bloom is, aside from bloom, another word would be degassing. Okay? So basically every time we roast our coffees, you know, like putting in a roaster drum and that thing, we just cook up the beans. Not really cook up, it's more to roasting the beans up. When that happens, there are so many carbon dioxide gases trapped inside the beans. Okay? So the blooming process will actually release all of that gas so that it won't interfere with the quality of my brew. Right? So for that, I'm just going to put a little bit of water just to make sure all my coffee grounds are wet, and I'm going to let it sit for 5 seconds. Right, I'm going to start my timer for 5 seconds. So once my 5 seconds is up, I'm just going to continue pouring it in a circular motion, inwards and then outwards until I finish out all my water. Okay? So basically, when it comes to manual brewing, there are a lot of things we take into account, such as scientific theories, mathematical calculations. And when I talk about calculations, I mean about ratio. All right. So for usually coffee brewing, not say usually, for this one that I'm brewing, I'm using a ratio of 1 to 14, meaning 1 part coffee bean, coffee grounds, and 14 parts of water. So that the consistency of your coffee would always match even if you try brewing it in the future. Right?
Yep.
I hope you guys can see this, it's just a different sort of joy when you're brewing the coffee and you're just watching it in front of you. So if you guys really want to see it, you guys really want to experience this firsthand, you guys can always go to any of the reserve stores. Okay, you guys can just Google Starbucks Reserve in Malaysia and then you will have a list of branches popping up. So it's basically a once in a lifetime opportunity for you to experience this. Just experience this once in your life, at least.
Yeah, we should go and see this
You should.
brewing process,
Yeah.
Actually,
But
Akil, as I heard that you are from SEGi KL, right?
Yes. Oh no, why did you say that, man? I was saving it for the best part later. But yeah, actually,
because I heard that
I am
you are from
College.
SEGi KL.
Yeah, actually from SEGi KL. I did my diploma in occupational safety and health. I, in fact, finished my last semester, which was an internship here in Starbucks as well. And yeah, I'm currently working in a permanent position over here. And also, I'm still waiting to receive my diploma certificate. Yeah. So, yeah.
You are my
So right now,
senior.
I'm totally done with the brewing. I've already poured all my water in, and so we just have to wait for the water to finish dripping. All right. So I'm sure some of you would have heard the term drip coffee. Am I right?
Yeah, drip coffee.
Yeah, drip coffee.
Drip coffee. So I'm very sure that most of you guys might not know what it means by drip coffee. Am I right?
I guess
I
it's
hope
just
I am
like
right. Yeah. Okay. So what does drip coffee mean is something like this. See, I have a pour over section on top and also a coffee server at the bottom. So how a pour over works is that there's a very small hole at the bottom here in the center. So when I pour water, the water will pass through the coffee beans and extract everything from the coffee beans, eventually ending up into that small hole and dripping coffee into my server below here. So when the coffee goes in the dripping motion, that's called drip coffee. Not necessarily pour over, it could also apply to other brewing methods. As long as the coffee drips from the brewer to the server, it's called drip coffee.
I
Right.
see.
Yeah.
I
So
think we gain the knowledge from you, Akil.
Yeah.
So I think you're almost done with my drip brew. Just a little bit left, maybe another 1 minute. So while then, I'm going to be sharing to you a little bit about this coffee. Okay. Of course, in Starbucks, we have a lot of coffees. When it comes to the core line, we have about more than a dozen. Okay. And of course, when it comes to reserve lines, we have more than that. Every 3 months, there'll be some new coffee beans coming in. And those are more specialty grade coffees. Right? So I'm going to be talking about this specific coffee over here, espresso roast. Hope you guys can see it. Right? Okay.
Yes, we can
so
see it.
espresso roast, like I mentioned earlier, is the heart of every is the heart of every handcrafted beverage in our stores. Okay. So this coffee bean actually originates from Latin America and also the Asia Pacific region. Okay. In fact, Starbucks sources our coffees from 3 different regions in the world, which is Africa, Arabia, Latin America, and also Asia Pacific. Right, so basically this coffee originates from Latin America and Asia Pacific. So it's a blend of 2 different regions. Okay, and as for the flavor profile, the taste of the coffee is going to be a bit rich and a little bit of slight notes of caramel. Right, but of course, when you drink normal coffee, if your palate, your tongue palates, right? You know what I mean, the tongue palates? You basically need to train your palates to be able to identify these flavors in your coffee. So of course, when you're a beginner, you want to learn coffee, you won't really taste that difference. You would think that all coffee is the same, right?
Yeah.
So once
Or
you
it's
train
just
and calibrate,
coffee.
yeah. So once you actually train and calibrate your palate, you will actually be able to identify these flavors. Okay. And another thing I would like to note is the complementary flavors. Okay. Complementary flavors not meaning free flavors, Okay. Complementary flavors mean what other flavors would go well with this coffee. Okay, so with that being said, this coffee actually goes well with caramel, spices, nuts, and also chocolates. Okay, so when you're drinking this coffee, you could just have a bite of these things. Like while drinking the coffee, you can have a nut, you can have a chocolate, or something caramelly, right? So why do we do that? We call that pairing, coffee pairing. So it's something similar to, you know, when you're at a fast food restaurant, not going to say any names, but a fast food restaurant, maybe you had some chicken nuggets or some fries, and of course you always like to go for a chili sauce and ketchup, right?
Yes.
Of course, you must have to dip your fries into a chili sauce before you eat it, am I right?
Yes, correct.
Yes, exactly.
Why? Because both of them go well together, right?
Yeah. Best combination.
Yeah, it's the best combination. So it's the exact same concept. There are some foods that specific coffee would go well with, right? Okay, I think I'm done with the coffee part, and now I'm going to talk about its history. Can I? Okay.
Sure.
So every coffee in Starbucks, there's a hidden story behind it. That's the best part of this coffee. There's always a hidden story. Okay. So as for this coffee, you would notice that. I'm not saying you notice. Every coffee bean, every package of this coffee beans, it tells a story. Namely, every bag has a hidden message. Do any of you guys know of this? If you guys know, you can just go ahead and comment. Right? Every
Yes,
coffee
if
bean
anyone
packaging,
knows,
there's
please
a
comment.
hidden message. Yeah. There's always a hidden message. But these messages you might not be able to see with the naked eye, but you really have to look like close one eye and look like that, only then you can see it, you know. So as for this coffee, the hidden message is, I'm not sure if you guys can see it or not. Behind this wording espresso, there's actually an E, a letter E. Can you guys see it? Can you be closer to the camera? Maybe they can see.
Should I close one eye?
Yeah, I don't think it's the reflection is not really good for you to see it. Okay, so there's actually an E, but for a common person, I would not know what is that E, right? I wouldn't know what it means.
Yeah.
Okay, now let me tell you a story of that E. Okay, so Starbucks actually started in Seattle, Washington. Right, this was somewhere around 1971. Okay, so fun fact, before Starbucks was a cafe, we were actually a company selling coffee beans and also coffee equipments. Did you know that?
No, I don't know that.
Yeah, we were not really a cafe. We were actually known for selling coffee as well as equipments for coffee brewing. Okay. So during then, we were still in the developing process of getting the best coffee beans we could ever find so that we could sell it to the customers. And that was when they met this one guy. His name was Dave Olson. All right, his name was Dave Olson. He also had a cafe in Seattle, Washington, D.C. And his cafe was actually called Cafe Allegra. Okay. So our Starbucks founders, as also our Dave Olson, Mr. Dave Olson, they actually met and they shared this passion for coffee. You know? So Dave Olson actually helped us formulate the perfect blend, which is this coffee, espresso roast.
Oh,
And this actually took place in 1975. All right?
1975.
So now I'm going to go back to the E. When the idea to create the espresso roast came, you know, when the idea just came to their minds, that actually took place at Emerson Street, which is also in Seattle, Washington, D.C. So we could consider Emerson Street as the birthplace of this coffee.
yeah.
So like I said, for every coffee, there's always a hidden message behind it. Okay?
Oh. So where can we get all this story? Is it on the packet or we need to search
No.
somewhere else?
Good question. Actually, this sort of information, right, it's not really available on the internet. It's not really able for you to read somewhere. It's not really even on the package. But if you want to understand the message, you need to look at different things and you need to puzzle them together.
Wow.
Because there's no direct description towards it. So you need to puzzle a lot of things together. Like you read this thing and you read this thing, puzzle them together, you get the answer.
Oh.
Yeah, that's about it.
So there's a lot of meaning inside every product in Starbucks.
Yeah.
Yes.
Every different bean it tells a different story.
I see.
So next time when we go for the Starbucks, we will look into the meanings already, the hidden message, whether they got any
Yes.
hidden message.
Yeah, need to
Oh.
understand what is the behind story of a product
Yes.
before you purchase it.
Yeah,
You know?
correct.
Yeah.
So for those of you guys who are keen to learn something like that, you guys could always go to Reserve Store as they would be able to help you out even more. And also when you're at the core store, look for someone wearing a black apron because they have better coffee knowledge. So they would know the stories, the histories of coffees and so on.
Audience, please jot down the message.
Yeah.
Alright,
That's
so-
why now I only know there's a difference between the green apron and also the black apron.
Black
many
apron
idols,
are
right?
actually coffee masters. So coffee masters, we actually undergo a training and a few interviews and certifications before we actually get to wear that apron.
I see.
And this is not actually a local thing, it's being done in Starbucks internationally in every countries. Okay? And
Yes. So now everyone know already.
yeah, now you know what it means. Now you know what it means.
Yes,
Alright,
yes.
guys, so back to my coffee brew, right? Just now, the coffee I brewed earlier, it's actually done. And I have this in my little reserve cup. Cute, right? Okay.
Yeah, very
So
cute.
now we're going to
I
go
like
ahead
it.
and try this coffee. But of course, I'm going to take off my mask first. And I'm going to show you how to really savor a cup of coffee. Okay. In Starbucks, we use 4 steps, which is smell, slurp, locate, and describe. Okay, this 4 steps. Smell is when you smell the coffee to get the aroma of the coffee. Okay, so how you do that? You need to cover 3/4 of your cup. I personally like to do it with using these 3 fingers, so that only there's a small opening towards the cup. So when I smell it from there, the rest of the aroma doesn't escape towards the surrounding, right? Yeah, to me, the smell is a bit sweet, slightly cocoa-ish, slightly roasty. Roasty meaning it tastes a bit, not to use the word bitter, but it's more like, char? You know char, right? When you grill chicken on charcoal, there's like char coming up from the chicken.
Yeah.
Something
Yeah, the
similar
char,
to that. The aroma is something similar to that. Okay? And now for the second step, slurp. Slurp meaning you drink the coffee, but you don't drink, you slurp. Okay?
Slurp.
I'm going to tell you why we slurp. Slurp actually might seem a bit, how do I say it? It might seem rude, because you're drinking, we're making so much noise at the same time. But when you slurp, you're actually spraying the coffee throughout your whole tongue. Okay?
Oh.
So, and you guys, I'm sure most of you would know that in your tongue, you have different sides with different specific taste receivers, right? So
Yes,
when you
correct.
actually spray to the whole tongue, you sending it over to your whole tongue, meaning all the receptors are
Whole
getting the
tongue.
coffee. So you'll be able to understand the coffee better. Okay? Yeah. You guys want some? Yeah.
You make me thirsty,
Yeah, lor.
How I wish now I can
mine,
go
I
to
have
Starbucks
mine.
and get the coffee now.
At least you can you order a GrabFood or Food Panda.
Yeah, maybe
Oh,
after
very
this.
Yeah. So as for the flavor profile, of course, the coffee is very rich in flavor. It's very bold. Of course, it has a very full body. Body meaning, how to explain body? In a simpler way to explain body to you is, have you guys ever drank low fat and full cream milk? Both of them?
Yes.
Right? So when you drink low fat milk, it doesn't really stay on your tongue for very long, right? It's like just washes away very
Yeah.
fast, right? But if you drink
Yeah.
full cream milk, it stays around for a longer time.
Got the creamy taste longer time
Yes.
in the mouth.
Yeah, that's actually called body. Body meaning it will stay on your lung for very long and it has that thick sensation over your tongue. So that's body. So as for this coffee, I would say the body is very full. It's very high body coffee profile. So because even I took a sip like 20 seconds ago, I assume I can still feel it lingering around my tongue. Right? And as for the acidity means something, sour isn't the word, but it's something similar to sour. And for this coffee, the sourishness, the acidity of the coffee is probably mild. Somewhere in the middle. Right? Now for the third step, we're going to talk about locate. Locate is where we identify on our tongue which part of the tongue does it really hit. I need to pinpoint that one area where the coffee really stings me on my tongue, Like as for this coffee, I would say somewhere in the middle of my tongue, but towards the back. But not really towards the back. From the back, somewhere towards the middle, somewhere in between. Well, that's where the coffee hits me on my tongue. So usually, if that's what happened, it justifies the fact that it is full body, the coffee is full body. Okay? And for the last and final step, which is going to be describe. In describe, we're going to be talking about the 4 characteristics which we just went through just now. And I will repeat this again for your information. First, aroma, like I said, the aroma was a little bit chocolatey, slightly caramelly sweet, and some roastiness. And as for the acidity, was mild, somewhere in the middle. Body would be full, and my flavor would be very rich, caramelly, chocolatey, slightly roasty as well, and it had a very bold taste of the coffee. So that is how you taste coffee like a Starbucks barista. And that is in fact the whole culture behind our company. So yeah, so I think I'm basically done. You guys want to know anything more? Our
Actually,
great
when I
MC
go
was
to
a bit-
Starbucks and see the packet of the coffee bean, right, I always got realized there is like dark roast, medium roast, and also the blonde roast. What is the difference actually?
Okay, that's a very good question, you know. Dark roast, blonde roast, and medium roast. We actually have 3 different roasts, and we call this roast spectrum. Okay. I'm gonna start with light roast. Light roast meaning the coffee was roasted at a very less time. Okay, so meaning it would be like slightly less roasty. It's like half cooked, something like that. You know?
Oh,
And medium is cooked even more than blonde roast. It's roasted even longer than blonde roast. And dark roast is where it's roasted almost to the max. And how you want to identify all those 3 different things is usually through the packaging color. If it's yellow or something like golden yellow, right? This is usually
Yeah.
blonde roast. And if it has like this color, slightly brown and copperish, that is medium roast, of course. And if it's something dark like this, that's dark roast. So that's actually the difference between our roast. And all of these coffees are actually our core line, meaning any time of the year, any season of the year, we will have these coffees in our stores, subject to availability. All right. And
Yeah.
also, of course, we have some other different coffees like this, Spring Season Blend. The Spring Season Blend is our seasonal coffee. So usually they come in like very rarely, sometimes once a year, once every 2 years, once every 3 years or more. And this is also the same, Columbia Santander. This is also a seasonal coffee. And now, Reserve. This is Reserve coffee, okay? So Reserve coffees, the packaging is actually quite unique. It's actually black with this copperish R logo with the star. That's our Reserve branding logo. And you will get, there is actually no logo or something, anything to, label that what coffee it is, right? Instead, drop the clip. Okay, instead you'll get this taster card. So meaning this is how you will know what coffee it is, and on the back there are the story of the coffee and also the flavor profiles of the coffee. And they will actually be clipped together using this clip like this. And this is how we actually sell them. Right? So yeah, I think that's about when it comes to our coffee line. Yeah. Did I answer your question just now? Right?
Yeah.
Yes,
Because
yes.
actually, when every time I saw all those roasts, and then I like, what's the difference actually? Yeah. So now I know already.
Yeah, but actually it's
We
not
get-
just from the roast. You can actually taste the difference. Like the darker the roast, the fuller your body, the lesser your acidity. But the blonder your roast, it's the opposite. The lower your the lower your body, the higher your acidity. So that is
I see.
Yeah. And there's actually no specific recipe saying how long is blonde, how long is medium, how long is dark. Because for us, roasting is an art. That's the philosophy that within our company. Roasting is an art. So there's really no clear-cut specific way to do it. It's just go from your heart.
I see.
I see. So I think we get a lot of knowledge from you, Akil, for this coffee.
Yeah, I'm happy to share
Next time
that.
when I go to Sabah, I think I know how to choose the right coffee bean for myself already.
Yeah. Of course, if
And
you're
then you have
always
to
unsure, you
ask
can
the
always
right
ask any of
person.
our baristas to help you out.
We also can ask for like grinding the coffee bean, right? If let's say we don't have a grinder at home.
Yeah. Actually, we understand that sometimes buying your own grinder could be very expensive, very costly.
Yes.
They actually even go up to thousands. So every time you buy a coffee bean from our store, something like this bag, our stores can actually grind it for you at no different charge. You just need to tell them what are you using to brew, and they will know how to grind it for you.
Oh, so we no need like, oh, I need a fine grind or I need a medium grind. We just like, oh, I need it for espresso machine, and the staff will like, okay, you are going for
they
a
will
fine
know.
grind
They
like
will
this,
know.
right?
They will understand.
That
But
would
even
be
if you
good
know
for me.
what kind of grind you need, like medium or espresso grind, right? If you know it, you can just tell them. Easier for them. Yeah. Or else you can just tell them what is the brewing method you need it for, and they will do the rest for you. No need to worry. At no extra charge.
Yeah.
The best part, no extra charge,
All the audience is interesting on it. Now they know already, the audience.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think
So-
I'm basically. Sorry, you're saying?
Yeah. Continue. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, I think I'm basically done with my coffee tasting session for today. Unless there is anything else guys would like to ask me.
Yeah, so if let's say audience, if you have any question want to ask Mr. Akil, you may leave your question now and we will keep it for the Q&A session and we will ask to Mr. Akil. All right?
All right, great.
Yeah. So thank you for sharing the coffee knowledge with us, Mr. Akil. So right now we will be going for an halftime break, and after we return, our guest speaker tonight will share about the career journey and working experience with Starbucks Malaysia, and follow up with the Q&A session where you can ask the question to our guest speaker as well as the lucky draw session. So see you back here in a bit.
So because of COVID, I couldn't fly anymore at the time being for that time. So I would always come to Starbucks, this particular Starbucks at Jaya 1, to have my regular morning coffee. And I was hoping to work here at some point, but there was no vacancy at the time. And after a while, I saw the notice and I quickly approached the store manager and asked to apply for the vacancy. So in Starbucks, it's a lot more warm and relaxing and flexible. So in terms of talking to your managers on duty or your store managers, it's very easy and they're very engaging and ever so willing to help out, to help you out to make your work experience better. What we were told when we come in for our training is that we're meant to make Starbucks like a third place for our customers, right? But in my opinion, I feel that it feels more like, as a barista or part-time barista, it feels like it's a second place to me. So home is my first place, and being at Starbucks is my second place. And working with all my colleagues and my store managers and my management duty makes me feel like I'm a part of another bigger family. So in that sense, I enjoy that part about Starbucks. Don't give up, on life to an extent yet, because from what I understand, Starbucks is hiring and it is a fun place to work at, and especially if you love coffee, and given that if you were previously working in a customer service organization, Starbucks is the best place for your next career. On top of that, you really feel like you are joining a bigger family. And that's the fun part, because you see your colleagues, more frequent than your previous job to an extent. So you see them for different shifts and you work a minimum of 8 hours a day. So if you love coffee, if you like customers, and you want to feel like you're part of a bigger family, Starbucks is definitely the place for you.
In Starbucks, we call our employee partners. This is our workplace and our second home. If you are looking for job opportunity, come and talk to us. We are currently open for external hiring, and who knows, you will become our future leaders in Starbucks.
So welcome back. So right now we will have the Akil to share with us his career journeys in the Starbucks Malaysia from a bean to the cup. So over to you, Mr. Akil.
Yeah, Akil, maybe you need to unmute your mic.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we can't hear you. Yeah. So sorry for the technical issues, while we are waiting for Mr. Akil to be ready, so maybe let us share with you what is going to be happen next. So Mr. Akil will be sharing with us his career journey in Starbucks Malaysia, and also after this, Mr. Johnson will share with us about the internship program in Starbucks Malaysia, and last but not least, Miss Avis will share with us the job opportunities in Starbucks Malaysia.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. So please
So I
do
see a
stay with us
comment is
until the
asking
end
about
of the live
career,
talk.
you know. Mm.
Okay. Yeah, if you want to know about the
Now, can you
career,
guys hear us
please
now?
do stay with us. Yes, we can hear
Yes,
you
we can
now
hear you
clearly.
now.
Okay, great. Sorry for the technical
Issue.
the technical issue earlier. Sorry about that.
Yeah, it's
All right,
okay.
so this segment right now is going to be called From the Bean to the Cup, meaning directly that translates to the journey from you being a small bean and eventually ending up to where you want to be, right? So for my session right now, I'm going to be sharing you about my career journey with this great company I work in. Okay?
Maybe actually you can share with us how you know Starbucks and then you become a part-time barista in Starbucks.
All right, let's start with that. Okay, so my journey started back in 2017. Wow, like, oh, sorry. Wow. So my journey actually started in 2017, and this was right after I finished my SPM. Okay, so I started as a full-time barista at this store nearby to my place somewhere in Cheras. Right? So I basically worked there for 6 months, I think 6 or 8 months, before I converted down to part-time because I enrolled to SEGi, say about it, you guys.
Alumni say hi to you guys.
Yeah, so again,
Yeah,
I'm actually
so-
alumni from SEGi College. Yeah.
Mm.
Okay. So even when I was studying, I was still a part-time in store, very active. I still work almost every day. I had one day off every week. Not because I was forced to, because I wanted to, so that I could keep myself busy and at least have some pocket money for my college expenses and those sort of stuffs. So eventually, until somewhere back in 2019, 2019, that was when I actually finished my studies. I mean, I finished my semester up to semester 6, and of course, the one more semester was my internship, right? So then I converted myself again to full time because at that time I could focus more to my job. I could commit even more at that time. So I did that, and while waiting to apply for my internship, I always wanted to do my internship in Starbucks. The reason why is that by that time I had already been a almost 3-year partner, almost 3 year. So of course I know the company inside and out. How are the operational ethics? How do we operate? What are the procedures we have? Those sort of stuff. So I thought this knowledge which I already had would help me in my internship. Okay, and also during my studies with SEGi College, I studied occupational safety and health, OSHA. Okay, and of course here in Starbucks we have this department called Safety and Security Services, which partially specializes in OSHA as well. But of course we look into a lot of other things. And to keep it simple and a short form, we are the company's internal police. Yeah, actually, that's what we do. Actually,
Yeah.
disciplinary cases, loss prevention, those sort of that. That's what I am doing right now.
Yeah.
Okay, and I started my internship in June. June or July? July.
Yes.
I think June of 2020. Of course, I approached Mr. Johnson. Yeah,
I'm the one who get Akil come in.
Yeah. He's the one who actually contacted me to say that actually I got my internship, and even my first day here, he was the one who actually gave me my first impression. What do you call it? Orientation.
Orientation.
Yeah,
yes.
onboarding orientation.
Even though
something
Akil
like
is already a experienced partner in Starbucks,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I still have to, as a courtesy, I'm the partner in the HQ. I still have to welcome Akil to come to our support center and then to tell Akil more about our support center.
Yeah. So of course, but when I was actually coming into support center, which is office, we call it SSE, my support center. That was actually a huge change for me. It's a huge transition for me because I come from the store. So from the store coming into office, it was actually a big transition. Getting used to it was a bit challenging. But of course, during my internship, I somehow managed to overcome that. And in fact, during my internship, I was not only in my current department of safety and security services, I was also in quality assurance.
Yes.
QA. Right? So QA is basically specializing in food safety and cleanliness and those sort of stuff, So while I was an intern, I was not only exposed to OSHA related departments, I was also exposed to food safety. And of course, I was able to engage in different projects from different departments. Like I was involved in supply chain.
Supply chain.
Yeah, some projects alongside Johnson and Avis for partner engagements. food development team, quite a few more lah.
Yes.
Yeah,
And you also, I still remember on the first 2 weeks when you become an intern, you also have to go out to the store to do the store audit,
Yes,
to check
correct.
out the store. As like the internal police lah.
Yeah. Actually, yeah. So, yeah, I was actually with QA for 3.5 months. 14 weeks, which is SEGi's requirement for internship period, 12 weeks, right? I'm not sure for you guys, your course is the same or not, but for my course, it's 12 weeks. So I was in SNSS and QA for 12 weeks. After 12 weeks, my superiors, they actually wanted to extend me even longer, right? They wanted to extend me even longer. So from that period onwards, I was only in Safety and Security Services, SNSS. So it's no longer with QA. And this was September of last year, I think. And until now, I am still here, and I've been given a permanent position as a safety and security executive back in May this year. So that is basically how my journey actually started out this company and until where I am today.
So you about 5 years partners lah in Starbucks.
Closing into 5 years, but not really 5 years yet.
Yeah,
Close to 5 years.
close to
Yeah.
5 years.
But actually, for you guys who actually want an internship experience, which is not really limited to what you have studied, you want something to be very wide, want to learn a lot of things, I would suggest Starbucks, like seriously. You have these great people around you, everyone is supportive, and of course, you'll be exposed to so many different things. And of course, these sort of things would even help you with your personal development, self-development, And I'm proud to say that right now I am in the department of 7 great people who have always been supporting me, including these 2 people over here, right? So, yeah, if at all, I'm still learning. I mean, of course, I've been here for over a year, but I'm still learning my new job, my roles and stuff. And of course, if I have something which arises and I don't know how to handle it, or I don't know what it means, I could always ask my superiors. I never had to hesitate to ask them. So I think that was the quality which actually makes me happy to work here. Yeah, I think that's about it. Am I missing out something? All right.
No lah, I think no.
I would like to share to our audience over here. So you heard about Johnson and Akil actually mentioned a lot of partners. Yeah, our partners. I'm actually 4 years partners here, and Akil actually from our store partner to now SSC partners. Yeah, so you heard a lot like partners. So actually, what actually partners mean in Starbucks? Yeah, Jason?
Partners, because in Starbucks, we don't call each other like employee.
Yes.
We don't call each other as staff, but instead, in Starbucks, we want to create a welcoming culture to everyone. So when we work in Starbucks, we actually call each other partners. So we are actually in the same level, even though we're dealing with our CEO, our senior managers, directors, managers, or even barista. We don't differentiate people according to their position. Of course, we still have their position or title, but how we treat each other is like we all are partners.
So quality.
Yeah, so we can talk to each other. So there's no like, okay, you are manager, so as a barista, I cannot talk with you. There's no such thing. We just want to create a good and welcoming culture to everyone.
The sense of belonging.
Yeah, in HQ or in support center, we create this sense of belongingness.
Yes, and we share our success together.
Yeah, and just like what I mentioned also, not only create this kind of environment to our partners internally, but we also create a third place to our customer. So I believe you guys might come to Starbucks, even though before I joined Starbucks, I also like to hang out in Starbucks because in Starbucks there's music playing in the store, and then you can quite chill with people, chill with your friends and family, which is kind of the environment that we want to create for our customer also.
Correct.
Yeah. This is that we keep holding the value that we keep holding it up.
In fact, something to add on here. Actually, like how we've been always talking about making that human connection with everyone, be it internally within our partners and also customers. I want to share with you our mission of our company, which is to inspire and nurture the human spirit, one person, one cup, and one neighborhood at a time. So basically, our whole mission statement is basically creating that human connection with everyone, and people at different levels, and doing the best we can for our communities at the same time doing business. Yeah. So everything I see happening around the company, I would say that we are living up to the mission. Yeah.
Yeah, I like the cultures in Starbucks really much.
I believe you guys also
Yeah.
like to hang out in Starbucks because this is the environment that everyone like it.
Yes,
Yes.
I
Even
think it's
though
not
when
only
I'm
us
doing-
because some of the audience already keep on to mention that they are really like in the Starbucks to hang on, to working
Yes.
even.
Yeah.
And also even got one audience is mentioning about the partners cultures. Yeah.
Mhm.
She also likes the partner culture in Starbucks. So it's very good actually. We know all this
Yes,
and make me
exactly.
really wanna to work with Starbucks, you know.
Yeah,
You know, like
Travis,
most
this is very
companies, right? You know, like most companies, their superiors will call the people under them staff. You know, he's my staff, that's my staff. You
Yes.
know? I've been working in the company for almost 5 years now, and I never heard that word inside the company. It's always
Yeah.
partners.
Yes.
We always call each other.
There's
Oh.
always partners. There's never been staff.
Mm.
Even when you're talking to someone, right? Hey, that's my partner. You said, then they would understand. What do you mean by partner? Then you need to explain them again the whole thing.
This is something
Mm.
what we
Uh,
keep practice.
Yeah.
This is
It's
our
habit.
culture.
Mm.
Okay, so shall we move to that?
Yeah, talking about just now Akil already shared her experience in Starbucks. How about talk about internship?
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in Starbucks actually we do create a lot of internship opportunity. Not only just a permanent job, but also internship opportunity. We do actually recruit students from food technology or even from food management, those who study this kind of courses or culinary arts. We are always welcome students from this industry or from all these courses to come and join Starbucks. Because in Starbucks, we are not only taking interns in our SSC or in our support center, but we also taking interns to work in our store. So when you work in store, just like what Akil work as a part-time barista, you learn a lot of things. Maybe Akil can share what are the things that you do in the store as a part-time barista. I believe it's not only make coffee or mix drinks only, right? Or mix frappuccino.
Actually, speaking about what my job roles were as a barista when I was back in the store, it's actually quite subjective and it's quite a wide thing because you're not only limited to one specific task.
Mhm.
You know, many would think that as a barista, your job is just to make drinks only What else, right?
Yeah, a lot of people think
Many people think
make
that.
coffee, that's all.
That's where you go wrong, you know. Actually, there are a lot of things that go behind the scenes. Like you will have to be cleaning,
Yes.
cleaning, and you will have to be making the connection with your partners. You need to constantly develop each other, yourself, and also your other partners.
Talking about making connection with the customers and partner. What Starbucks do is like when we after customer order the drinks, what Starbucks barista will do? We will call out. Okay, we'll call this drink for this customer. We'll call customer name. So this is how a barista to connect with our customer also.
Yeah. Fun fact for you guys. You know how we always write our names on the cups?
Mm.
Okay. If I ask someone why do we do that, you would say that just so that we would know whose drink it is, right? Actually, that is one reason, but there's also another reason. If you notice, we will always write your name near to our logo, right? So
Lawrence,
that is
show
actually-
it, Lawrence.
Yeah, here.
Sure. Great. Awesome. So you notice how your
With a
name is
smile.
written near to the logo, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So basically, that's saying that you and Starbucks are together, and we are here because of you.
Oh.
You contributed to our success. So that's
Wonderful.
also an indirect way to say that,
Oh.
So
Wonderful.
people also can see your names.
Yes, correct.
Yeah. So
There's a
not
meaning
only-
behind, you see.
Yeah,
Every
meaning
product,
behind
every
everything.
item, every small details in Starbucks there is a meaning behind, not just like for fun or just simply right,
Yeah, every detail is just we want to create a better human connection with our partners and our customers. Yeah, so basically this is what as an intern or as a part-time barista, this is what we do in the store. So you're not only making beverage, but you're also making a human connection with our partners, with our customers. And at the same time, if you are interested in coffee, we are actually very welcome you to join because you will learn a lot of coffee knowledge. Just like what Akil did just now. In store, we are always do the coffee tasting. You can always try different coffee, not only those frappuccino or caramel macchiato, but you also will drink our core coffee. Yeah, this is what you share it during when you work with us.
Yeah, even like the coffee tasting we did just now, most of the time the conception is that the partners only do it within themselves, the coffee tasting, right? But actually, you're always able to welcome your customers also to join you. So at the same time, you're also engaging with the customers, sharing your knowledge of coffee with them.
True. This is
Yeah.
another way of
Connecting.
Yeah.
connecting with people.
If you're lucky, you might be able to experience that someday. Yeah. And I hope you do.
So this is how internship life or maybe working experience in Starbucks. Yeah, how about Avis? If you can share about like working in SSC.
Yes. So yeah, we're not only hiring barista or our operation. So we do have also a lot of different wonderful departments over our Starbucks support center over here. Yeah. So for example, okay, let me promote my my own department. Then. So of course, Starbucks here we do have our HR department. Yeah, and including like our Q department, SNSS, and we mentioned QA. So yeah, and maybe I can go to others more interesting at this department. For example, we have our own marketing departments and PR and communications. Yeah, we do have construction.
Yeah.
So if you study let's say you study property management, so you can join us maybe under real estate. Yeah, so we do have real estate here to actually look for a potential new location to actually open our new outlets. Yeah. What else?
Supply chain.
Yes, we do have
chain,
supply chains. Let's say if you study logistics, yeah, we do have procurement here. There's a lot, like I can't stop
Yeah.
mentioning.
Yeah.
We do have also, like we do have IT department here. You can actually see we do have very wonderful setting over here because our because support from our IT department.
That's why we call
IT
support
department.
center.
Yes,
We
So-
support each other.
yeah. So we do also have accounts department, finance departments, and
Graphic design.
If
Yeah,
you
graphic design.
love design, designer. We do have like graphic designer over here and even interior designer.
Yeah.
So at my cover actually there's still a lot more.
Yeah. Basically, almost like our almost.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. I think so. Yeah. So let's say, not to forget to mention even our operation. Not only like operations in our
Our
store,
store.
we do have a operation support team in our HQ also. Yes. So like there is a lot of like wonderful position over here. So if you wanted to join us, you can always drop us email. Yeah. Later, I think Coco Orange will share the website, right? To our
Yes,
to the
Admin,
students.
please put up the QR code and also the website now.
Maybe later, maybe like
Oh, can also.
Yeah.
Who knows? After this, there's a lot of emails or resume coming
Yeah,
in.
Get ready to be
actually,
spam.
actually, I saw a lot of comment already, like how you want, how they wanted to become
Yeah,
a
yeah.
partner.
Partner,
Yeah.
correct.
So yes, you can actually drop your resume to this recruitment email. Yeah. So you can share us your resume and then tell us like what actually your background and what actually position you would like to join. Yeah. No matter in our HQ or operation, we actually welcome you a lot.
Mm.
Yes, I also just now actually noticed actually there is a comment asked about like part-time barista. So how to become our part-time barista is actually very easy. As long as you are like customer oriented and you can like Akil, you can actually speak English or barista value. So and actually there is no specific requirement needed on this position as long as you are patient to our customer services.
Yes.
Yeah, because training will be provided.
Yes.
Mm.
Because like even when I first joined Starbucks, I'm very new, and I don't know anything about Starbucks. Starbucks also giving me the opportunity to having a store training as a barista training in the store. So I as a partner in the support center, I also get the chance to have the experience in our store as a barista. So there's you doesn't have to worry about it lah.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
every one of us willing to help each other and then share our knowledge.
So no matter what background are you from, as long as you do have the patience to, to a coffee, to customer, we are actually welcome you. So
Yeah, any question from Coco and Lawrence? Yeah, this is a QR code.
yes, this is a QR code actually linked to our career page. So if you wanted to know like what positions or what vacancy we are available right now in operation or even in our HQ, you actually can scan this QR code so you can actually see more and also like can look for more like how our partner life in some Starbucks, in operation and also HQ. So
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, basically just something like this. How about Coco and Lawrence? Do you guys have any question? Or maybe we can see
so
the
far,
comment
no.
in the comment
Yeah,
box.
maybe we kept the question for the Q&A session after this.
Okay,
Yeah,
sure.
because I saw a lot of audiences keep on comment on the questions, and we just keep for the Q&A sessions later. Yeah, just after this. So thank you very much to Johnson, Akil, and also Avis. Yeah, so seconds, did you jot down all the information shared today by three of them? Yeah, because it's a very rare opportunity that we can communicate directly like this.
Yes, exactly. So without further ado, let's jump into our Q&A sections and so the lucky draw sections. So do you have any questions? So please do leave them in the comment sections and feel free to sound them off. Today we are giving out the 3 limited editions tumbler sponsored by the Starbucks Malaysia. So and then if let's
Thank you
say
very much.
yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, so if let's say your name has been called, so do you remember that I am the winner in the comment section?
Yeah, only type I am the winner when your name is being called, okay?
Yeah, being called only you type your name, okay? So
Yeah.
for us to do some verifications in order to claim the prize.
So before that, we'd like to tell you about our next session where we have Mr. Kerwin Atinza, the art lead and manager of Valorant, Hong Kong and Singapore studio to share with us the topic behind the marketing of Valorant. It will be on the 1st of September, 8 p.m., which is next Wednesday.
Yes, so we hope to see you there. So without further ado, let's find out who will be our first lucky draw winners. So who will be our first winner?
Yeah, I hope it's me, but it will not be me. Marshall Chin Wen Yong.
Show yourself, show
So
yourself.
congratulations. Do remember to type I am the winner in the comment sections, and then you have the 1 minute starting now. So while we're waiting the Marco Ching, so we will come out our Q&A section first. So actually our first questions will be from the Chris Lim. What skill are normally Starbucks seeking when it comes to hiring?
Okay, so this is not really specific because operation and also HQ that also come to different requirements. So should I? Okay, so I assume this to share
Maybe barista?
yeah. So I take it like let's say if you wanted to join as like the barista, so I think we mentioned just now, so there is no like any special skill set required as long as you are patient in coffee and also in customer service. So we actually welcome you. Yeah, of course, regarding skill set, we actually provide training and also you can always develop yourself together with Starbucks.
True.
So shall we go for
Yeah, we can see there's a
Yeah.
winner here.
Oh, I saw the winner.
Yes.
Yo.
Congratulations, Marshall.
Congratulations.
Yeah, so
Yes.
let's see who is our second winner of today.
Bring that tumbler to a store, you get 2 ringgit discount.
Yeah, I just want to say that.
Yes.
This is also one of our environmental sustainability initiative.
So congratulations to Tan Chien Ni. So Tan Chien Ni, please comment quick that I am the winner in the comment section within 1 minute. So the timer starts now. So while waiting for the comment, so let's see, there is a question from Sonny G. Do Starbucks want work with culinary field students only?
Oh no,
No,
definitely no. Yeah. So we do have very interesting, a lot of different background actually come to operations. Yeah, so I actually heard that, we do have auditor, study accounts and joy, like maybe they're more interested in this, operations. So they, study accounts and end up try is like, becomes, like barista and then move to our manager and even up to like store manager. So we are not only like hired a culinary or like hospitality students, we actually welcome every background as long as you are patient to customer service.
Correct.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah,
so yeah.
We have
so,
a winner.
like, even from HQ, like we actually call custom Starbucks support center. We actually also welcome like variety difference of background because we believe everyone do have a different strength. So together, gather all the strength, we actually can like overcome all the challenges.
Make a better team.
Yes, better team.
Mm.
Yes.
Yeah, so actually we saw the winner already verified herself. Yeah, congratulations to the Chenny.
Yay! Congrats.
Congrats.
Yes.
So we will have our
Next.
finals winner of today.
Yes. Who's that?
Boom, don't stop. Listen.
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 So our finals winners will be Ethan. So do you have the
So-
1 minutes from now to verify yourself? Please do that. I am the winners in the comment section. So actually we
Yes.
have the questions from the Francis Lim. What is the fundamental skill to make a good coffee?
What is the fundamental skill to make a good coffee? To be honest with you, there's no really specific one. It is something that you eventually learn along the way. If you were to ask me what are the skills I need to have when it comes to making a good cup of coffee, I would say you need to be patient. You need to be able to try and develop your brewing methods or even a ratio. So meaning to say that you should be brave enough to waste coffee. You should be brave enough to drink a lot of coffee because it's always about try and error.
Yeah.
What works for you might not work for me, and what works for me might not work for you. So it's all about finding your own tune to brewing that cup of coffee.
And your patient, I believe.
Yes, and your patience and discipline.
Yeah.
Oh, I
So,
saw the
we-
winner comments.
Yes,
Yes.
we saw the Eastern already
Congrats.
verified himself. Congrats. So congratulations for all winners tonight. So actually, before we end today's live talk sessions, I would like to invite all of you for our next upcoming live talk. So we will have the Mr. Kevin Atienza to share with us the topic behind the art of the Valorant. So which is next Wednesday at PM. So do remember to stay with us with the SEGi College Facebook page and also the YouTube page.
Yeah, so thank you once again, Starbucks Malaysia, for sharing with us today. Yeah, I know all of us had learned a lot from you today, and thank you to all our audience. You have been great throughout the session tonight.
Oh,
That's a good question.
we saw quite a few interesting questions that I think do we still have time? Maybe
Yes, I
we
think-
can
I think
do
it's possible,
some
right?
sharing with you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we highlight that comment saying, I got a question, why does the Starbucks has a mermaid
Mermaid.
logo from Maria de
Yeah,
Cruz?
that is interesting.
Can we show that? Yeah, this is actually a very interesting question which
Yes.
many people don't know. Right? So do you, Lawrence and Kuku, do you guys know where does the word Starbucks come from? A quick
Not
question, do you
really.
know? Not really. Okay.
Anyone know
Let me
can
tell
type
you.
in the comment box.
Yeah. Okay, so
Type the answer for us.
Yes,
are
that's the
you guys
answer for us.
familiar with Moby Dick? Are you guys familiar with Moby Dick?
Moby Dick
Nope.
is a
It's
novel.
a-
It's a renowned novel author. This was like so many years ago. This is like probably before most of us we weren't born, right? Yeah, this is long ago. So his stories were more like, not to say fantasy, but you guys know Journey to the Center of the Earth, the movie? Have you guys watched that movie?
Do you watch before, Lawrence?
Journey to the Center of the Earth. Some of you might have watched that movie before. So that movie was actually the story was from Moby Dick's book. Okay, and now one of his books he mentioned about Starbucks. Okay, so why is that a mermaid? What's special about Starbucks is the logo. If you notice, it's a mermaid with two tails.
Normally, mermaid only one tail.
Yeah, normally mermaid only one tail, right? But this one got two tails.
Yeah.
And it is called Naga Siren.
That's it.
Naga Siren.
Naga
That is why
Siren.
our logo, we actually call it Siren.
Siren.
Yeah.
We call it siren instead of call it mermaid.
Yeah. And why did we use that mermaid as a logo is because that back in the days when coffee was just, being cultivated in the world towards the economy, coffee was actually transported place to place by shipping, over the seas. So we believe that the mermaid were actually able to seduce the people on sea. You know what I mean by seduce the people on sea? So which is why the mermaid came along into our logo. And of course, you guys can just Google our evolution of our logos. I think you will see how our logos change from years to years.
If you Google right now, you can see our old logo is actually in
Brown color.
brown in color.
Yeah. You guys can just Google it if you're free.
And you can see very clear it's actually a woman shape with two tails.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
It's more obvious in the older logos.
Mm.
Yeah, if you want to actually see it, try to understand how the mermaid looks, you just go to the old logo.
Yes.
Yes. So try to Google the old logo and have a look.
So I think after tonight, most of the old.
I think that's it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
So I think after tonight,
Sorry.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
For sharing very active section.
So, Lawrence,
guys.
you can
Thank
continue.
you.
Just like that.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone. Yeah, especially thank you to Johnson, Akil, and also Avis for joining us tonight, because three of
Thank you
you
for
have
having
shared a
us.
very good knowledge to us. Yeah. And also to
Yeah,
our audience.
I hope with our good sharing, we can attract you guys, like a mermaid or siren, to come and
join Starbucks.
join us, join Starbucks, and success together.
I think this is
Be
for
our
sure.
partners.
You can't.
Yeah.
There is a lot of comment that's saying that they are going to join Starbucks soon.
maybe tomorrow your email chat box will be a lot already.
Yes.
I hope so.
Yeah, from the SEGi students especially. Yeah, so thank you very much for sharing today. So until we see you all again, so please stay home and stay safe. Have a wonderful evening with us in the SEGi group of colleges. So see you and goodbye. Thank you all.
Bye bye. Good night.
Bye bye.
Good night.
Good night.
Yeah, we can see them after this.
Maybe open pen.